there, Internet. I'm Jasmine.
And I'm Brandon.
And we have your comic book news and reviews for the week.
Woohoo!
Oh, man.
I'm excited. So after months of being worried and scared and excited
And angry and fighting.
Yeah, and all those crazy
And
emotions.
sending Jim Lee hate mail.
Yeah, that DC has been putting us through. It's here. The 52 relaunch is now happening.
Ba-ba-da-ba.
And I don't know how I feel about it.
I don't know how I feel about JLA. I'm not interested in this book, to be honest with you, but that's because I don't care anymore.
Having read JLA, it's a first-time reader, it'd be cool, you know?
Yeah.
You're reading it and it's like, oh man, Green Lantern and Batman are meeting, and they're like, they didn't know each other before. But
As someone who read it,
you're reading it going,
yeah, they do.
what am I? Is this, Ultimates? Like, what are we doing? We're just starting over. And I don't know, because there's some I'm absolutely stoked for.
Yeah.
Like, I think Frankenstein's gonna be cool. Swamp Thing.
JSI.
Yes.
JL-
Or JLI.
sorry.
Which I didn't know Plastic Man was on the team.
Neither did I. Found that out.
has me.
That's news. And
Yep.
Frankenstein, apparently.
Really?
That was rumored. I don't know if it's true.
There's certain titles that I feel you can start. That'd be cool, like Frankenstein. He can have his own #1
Yeah.
and be fine. But, JLA and Batman and all these other books, I'm nervous. And
Too much stuff has happened for you to forget about it or
Yeah.
pretend like it's not there.
And not to say that I don't completely love Jim Lee and Jeff Johns. They're both incredible at what they do, and
agree.
I've enjoyed their artwork and their writing for years. I'm just still nervous. I'm not sold on the idea yet, and it just scares me.
I think I'm just not sold on some books, so we'll see.
But let us know what you guys think. Did you read it? What'd you think? You excited? What are you not excited for?
Comment below.
Hey guys, it's Cubby here with my comic reviews for this week. My first one, Ultimate Hawkeye #1. Holy crap, you knew it was coming. I was, of course, going to review it. One of my breakout books of the year, written by Jonathan Hickman, drawn by Rafa Sandoval, who's actually an amazing artist. Similar to kind of like Frank Cho with his smooth lines, but he does he's obviously different. It's a little more stylized, a little more pointy some places. The story overall was really, really good. Picks up, it kind of looks like it's getting back to the old Ultimates feel of Mark Miller and Warren Ellis when they kind of first started it. Everything's a little in flux and things are kind of crazy, but it's cool. Everything's burning. There's a chemical warfare happening, and Hawkeye is sent to kind of get to the bottom of it, and he does some cool trick shots, does some cool things that, of course, Hawkeye needs to do, and it's nice to see him not be all depressed and sad about his family, which of course is terrible and tragic, but it was getting a little old. So I'm glad to see it back, getting on the right track, and I can't wait to read more of this book. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. Hey guys, it's Cubby here again with my second review. It's Mighty Thor #5, written by Matt Fraction and drawn by Olivier Coipel. I've been reading this book and reviewing it the past couple months, and holy crap, it is killing it still. The last issue left off with Galactus and Odin fighting. Finally, the fight comes down to Earth. They get tired, and they actually fall to Earth, the both of them. And Galactus is on Earth, kind of being talked down by the Silver Surfer, and everyone's trying to figure it out. Volstagg is getting his army ready so that way they can fight the people of Broxton. Things are about to hit the fan, and it's awesome. The ending of the book, the last page, the last panel, so good. I cannot wait for the next issue. I gotta say, the art, always on key, always on par. It's a 10 constantly, so I'm gonna give this 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls.
Hey nerds, Steven here with some comic book reviews. Starting out with Last Mortal. It's an Image Comics, and it was really good. I was a little surprised because in the beginning it was talking about the whole fact of how he was a con man and now he's immortal and stuff like that, and it was the immortal tie has been done so many times, you get a little skeptical when you see it because of the fact that, is it going to hold up to other ones? And it did. The way they developed the character, the way they showed his weaknesses and his strengths, and his desire to continue with what he's doing, and resolution of finding out what he needs to do in life, his eternal life, was really well done. His discovering of the fact that he is immortal was very humorous, completely serious. It was like a kind of dark humor that I really enjoyed. I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 skulls. It was really good. Check it out. Next is Image's Epoch. It was an interesting one because the art was beautiful, it seemed really well written, but it felt like it was missing something. It's a story about two cops who are like on a mission, on like busing into a place together, and then it turns out it's like some kind of demon fighting back, and you learn more about how it's like demons are a normal thing. And it seems like it's got something going for it, but it still seems if it's missing some key element that makes it so you are interested. Like, even though it was well written, well drawn, everything like that, it didn't have that special little effect that grips you to it. So I'm only gonna give it 3 out of 5 skulls. Next is gonna be The Incredible Hulk's 635. It's part 6 in the story they're having, and it's got some good and some bad. I really enjoyed the fact of how it brought in the fact of how, like Bruce, whether he really enjoys being the Hulk or if he doesn't, the struggles he's had before and him kind of finding resolution behind it, the different scenes of him being in the Hell Dimension and stuff like that. But at the same time, the whole magic thing, the wishes, the gamma rays kind of thing, it's throwing me off. I don't like it. It doesn't have the right feel for it. It seems so kind of mystical when this doesn't feel like it should be mystical. Like, I get it, there's dragons and stuff like that, so you might think there should be mystical, but it seems that it's clashing too much. And I mean, granted, it's the last one in it, so if you've enjoyed it so far, if you've enjoyed the mystical stuff, the wishes so far, then continue reading. But if you're deciding to just jump in, consider the fact that it does seem kind of odd to me, but I'm still gonna give it 3 out of 5 skulls.
Hey guys, Bobby here with Nerdlocker, and I'm doing my comic reviews for the week, and my first one is going to be Haunt 17. This storyline is continuing what's been going on for quite a bit with another like a monster that goes after ghosts that have not passed on, basically, and Haunt is one of them, so he's trying to track down and kill Haunt and take him to the other side. The story is just so bland now. I don't care about it anymore. Turns out Kirkman's not going to be writing it for very much longer anyway. I mean, they're killing off characters in this issue just to create suspense, and it fails horribly. I think I'm only going to give this 2 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. My second review for the week is going to be Invincible 82. I really, really loved this issue. Not only because I really love Invincible and I have all the issues and all that good stuff, but really because there was a big, broad message that is told in this book and gives me a lot of hope for the future of Invincible. He's seeing a bigger picture with how he fights villains and such. Instead of just fighting them, he wants to take a more relaxed approach and talk to them. I like the message of the book. Plus, I mean, it's a completely different style for a superhero book. I really am interested in this, where this is going, even more so than Walking Dead at this point. Not to say anything about that book, bad about that book, but Invincible is really rocking it for me right now. I'm definitely going to give this 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls, guys. My third review of the week is going to be Intrepids number 6. It is the final issue in the series, and it was fantastic. It was a great ending. The story is basically about an old noir-style mad scientist going out and creating a team for himself to fight the villains of today. It's really good, the art is fantastic, and we got to interview them for nerdlocker.com. I really, really love this issue, and I'm going to give it 4 out of 5 Nerd Skulls. Just go to nerdlocker.com and check out the interview with the creators of Intrepids.
Hey there guys, Jasmine here with my comic reviews for the week. The first one is War Goddess number 1. It's all I can really say about this book. It has great art for the most part. It's not poorly written, but I couldn't really find myself getting through it. Just because it was like, how many random things can we throw in this book? And boobs. That's all it was. And I have nothing with like I have no issue, I should say, with over-sexualizing women in comic books. I don't care, but at least put some substance in there. There was nothing interesting in this book for me to read, so I didn't really like it. I'm gonna give it 2 out of 5 Nerd Skulls just because the art was good. My next book is Flashpoint number 5, which was so infinitely awesome. I loved it. It was an awesome ending to a really good story from DC, and obviously it's gonna sort of shuffle us into this new 52. I really loved it. Obviously, art was good, writing was good, it was amazing, and the ending actually made me cry. It's a great story, and it's really good Barry Allen, which you don't get often, which we didn't have for so many years because it was Wally West. So definitely check this book out if you haven't already. And just like its issue number, I'm giving it 5 out of 5 Nerd Skulls, and I cannot wait to read the new Flash book. Hey guys, Jasmine here with a comic book review for you. It is 99 Days from Vertigo Comics. It is an awesome book. Cool came out with one big edition of hardcover. I really enjoyed reading the characters in this book, I guess is a good way of putting it, because there's two detectives, a man and a woman, and they have like a flirty relationship even though she's married and like, he's the new guy. And they just become friends, really, is what it is. And the friendship slowly dies as you go through the murder they're trying to solve, which affects one of them so bad that he ends up sort of ruining his career and all these other things. So, and I'm not going to spoil anything for you. Check it out if you like crime books and all those things. I really enjoyed it for that. It was also black and white art, which I love because it's really simple. And it gives you just what you need to know to keep going. What I didn't like about it was the blatant blaxploitation of the comic. It's set in South Central LA, which is where I'm from, and I can tell you that not everyone has giant lips, and not everyone can't speak without using ebonics. It really sort of took me out of the book because it's hard when you want to correct someone's grammar while it's written down, you know what I mean? So outside of that, I really enjoyed the book, but because of that, I'm only gonna give it 3 out of 5 nerd skulls just because it was harder to read because it was more of a challenge for me, I think. And at the same time, I was kind of offended, so.
Hey guys, Brandon here with some comic reviews for you this week. First off, I got Justice League #1, the first book from the 52 relaunch, and I was expecting a little bit more. I mean, it's good. If you're a first-time reader, this is a book to pick up. If you're looking for a place to jump on, pick this up. If the rest of the #1s follow in this form, hopefully we make fans out of you. But as someone who's been reading, it just, I don't know, it feels like it's a book for someone to jump on, and I didn't enjoy it as much as I thought I would. Not that I don't have hope for it, but I'm only gonna give it 3 out of 5 nerd skulls. My second review this week is Vescel #1 from Image Comics. First off, this is not a kid's book at all. This is very, very, very adult. Just warning you before I get into it. Pretty cool concept. Earth has crossed over with this realm full of aliens and demons and all that kind of fun stuff. And not everyone on Earth knows about it, but the aliens and demons are kind of plotting to take over the world. And there's a special group called Vescel that is kind of watching them and, staying one step ahead of the game. I liked it. It definitely has potential. I love the kind of sci-fi genre stuff that they're doing with this. But yeah, like I said, super adult. Not that that takes away from it at all. I'm gonna give it 4 out of 5 nerd skulls. I'm gonna keep reading this to see where it's going. All right, so that's gonna do it for all of our comic news and reviews this week.
We want to send a special thank you out to the boys at Maximum Comics, and if you are a local Las Vegan, be sure to check out one of their 2 locations if you already haven't.
And let us know what you guys thought of our reviews, and if there's any books you want us to review, let us know in the comments below. But we will see you next week for even more comic news.